morning, y'all. Happy Friday. Today we're gonna wrap up the Crimson Diamond. Things getting crazy over here. Rude and Frags are here. They're playing with Blurp. Thank you for the sub, Fragule. Okay, you have the worst morning. Out of spite. Alright. Okay, so I have to actually get up in like 5 minutes and go move my laundry because, you know, the timer lies to me. So I'll get up and it won't be done yet. Then I'll have to get up again later. But anyway, we're going to the Garnet Mines. Yeah, non-combative, So, before we need to, go talk to, Jack and Nate and go convince them to, you know, let me go with them. Let's see what everybody else in the lodge is up to. Nobody in the conservatory. Nobody in the kitchen. Crimson Diamond because it takes place in Crimson, not because it's red. That is correct. Are we fighting today? Is this what we're doing? Oh. Oh, it's like, somebody's ransacked the mudroom. It was me. We did that. That's fine. Oh no. Huh. Interesting. Mr. Mounty is not here. Ah, the trunk is open. We are messing this house up. There's no cake, but there were thumbprint cookies, that's right. The big blue trunk's lid is up and the padlock is hanging open. I wonder what was stored in here. Look in the tunk. Cannot use tunk in this game. Peer into the blue trunk. Mimic just eats her. You don't know what thumbprint cookies are? They're the ones that are like just little butter cookies with like a little bit of jam on the top. Because you shape them and then you with your thumb and then you put jam in it. There are some old threadbare linens lining the interior and obscuring the trunk's bottom. Hee hee, bottom. But by methodically feeling around inside, you discover... a bullet in a plastic cap. Dun dun dun. Thumbprint cookies because somebody making a death by chocolate dessert would be too on the nose. Of course, of course. How you doing, Bebsy? My father was in construction. I know a blasting cap when I see one. But why would Albert put these in here? No, no. Oh, we already blasted Fragile. They blew up a bridge. Jack let Albert store his things in this trunk. He wanted to lock this all away. Same as how he demanded to stay in Jack's room, the only bedroom with a lock. Seems like Albert was concerned about keeping his secrets. Baked Alaska, because we're in Canada. And he's armed. Uh-oh. fingerprint blasting cap. I don't have that right now. What? Fingerprint lock. The soot clings to a fingerprint on the surface of the padlock. Zoom is starting. Bye, Fragule. Have fun. Or tell us some tales of stupid things people say later. I'm doing it. Aha! Lift fingerprint. Alright. Examine print. You've obtained Albert's fingerprint from the padlock on the blue trunk. With storing bullets and blasting caps, okay. Well, alright, so I guess we already know that that's Albert's for real. Maybe I should take a closer look at Albert's room. What? Huh. Albert's room is a mess. Clothes are hanging haphazardly in the wardrobe. The waste paper basket is stuffed full of papers. All of his luggage is gone. Yes, what an awful mess. I was gonna say, it doesn't look any different. Like, the only thing I really noticed was that the trunks were gone. Look in wardrobe. Okay, we still have some clothes. Look at clothes. Wardrobe is in disarray. Yes, I got that. Jackets look like they've been hastily pulled off the hangers as if someone was packing in a hurry. You methodically check all of the pockets in the garments that Albert left behind. In the last jacket pocket you find a train ticket stub. Whoa! Oh. Take stub. Okay. That means he took a train! What? Hey, it says Crimson on it. Train ticket stub that Albert left in his jacket pocket. You peer more closely at the train ticket stub. The stub is from Albert's journey up to Crimson. But this is for a ride in coach, the same as me and Kimmy. And he said he took first class. Oh my god! Albert lied to us.
My god.
I was waiting for it. That's fine. I think we'll get a lot of use out of that one. I didn't see him in our car. Was he concealing himself? Uh-oh. Literally sitting behind us. He took my field kit. Thankfully, I've got my field kit up on the luggage rack. Do you see that old brown leather suitcase? Ah, yes, I see it. What does a field kit contain? Among other things, the field kit includes hardness picks. These are the most important tools of all for my work in Crimson. They have tips of different hardnesses, ranging from 2 to 9 on the Mohs scale. The hardness pick with this number 9 tip is indispensable for this trip. It will scratch just about anything except for diamonds. Because diamonds are a 10! Learning is fun! I'm so glad I have these tools with me, otherwise I'd be up a creek without a paddle. Indeed, good luck with your work on Crimson. Thanks, I can't wait to get started. You and Kimmy chat for a bit longer before dozing off into the afternoon. He's just sleeping with the newspaper on his face. You kind of figure they would have noticed him. And hey, that's the newspaper we have in our inventory. Oh my god! Yoink. You're really just tossing it? It was Albert! He was in the train car after all! I remember the smell of those cigars, the ones he's been smoking in the lodge this whole time. And he got rid of my field kit to obstruct my investigation. Come on, Albert, that stuff's expensive. Examine trash. You can see some crumpled papers in the waste paper basket. They don't appear to have anything written on them. There's a strip of telegraph tape lying just outside of the waste paper basket on the carpeted floor. Take tape. Examine tape. Telegraph tape reads as follows. But why? Carl L. proceed to Sulog's with package. Deliver package by 3 a.m. Await further instructions. Well done in crimson. Well done in crimson? What could that mean? Who on earth is Carl L.? What else should we look at?
I'm in danger!
Take off his mask. He was a cormorant in disguise the whole time. Hey, Bacon. How's it going? I'm okay. My nose is stuffy today, so that's kind of throwing me off, but I'm alright. How's the kitty? I guess we can't look at his luggage because it's not here, but... He's claimed my desk. Very good. Y'all have a name yet? I'm surprised that door was closed and nobody's here. Hi. Oh. Name is still pending. All right. Margot told me that Nessa's ruby brooch is hidden somewhere in here. Nessa tore this room apart looking for it. I wonder if it's still here. Look for brooch. You don't see anything noteworthy. All right. Although a new rule has been made. Uh-oh. You wrap your knuckles slightly on the walls of the wardrobe, listening for hollow sounds that would indicate hidden compartments. Nothing hidden in here. Okay. My wife is no longer allowed to hold, touch, or look at kittens in pet shops. Yeah. That's a... What is this? Another wardrobe? Oh, it's a closet. Okay. Look in closet. Nope, okay. Look in the mirror, you'll see an image of yourself putting the brooch into your pocket. Yeah, this is her underwear drawer. Having looked carefully through this drawer, you're sure that the brooch isn't tucked amongst these garments. Okay. Blouses. Okay, the brooch isn't there. Look in mirror. It's you, alright. Look behind mirror. Securely mounted to the wall. That's not true. Brood lets me look at the kitties. But I cannot touch them. Because then I will not put them back down. Oh, I didn't know you had doggos. Aw. Okay, so you have to get, like, all of the adorable pics of them, cuddling together once they're more used to each other. Look in shoes. You pick up and shake all of Margot's shoes, you look inside them and tap their heels. Corvus already looked through these thoroughly. I'm not surprised I can't find the ruby brooch here. Look in hats. What hat would you like to examine? Yellow, green, blue, and teal. Look in yellow hat. Chances special. Oh, come on! You take the yellow hat down from the shelf, mannequin head and all. Take a close look at the yellow hat, admiring the quality workmanship. Maybe one day you'll own a hat as fine as this. You can see why Nessa didn't bother inspecting all the hats. They're up high and hard to reach, and the mannequin heads are surprisingly solid and heavy, not hollow, leaving no room for hidden items. Look in green hat. You take the green hat down from the shelf, mannequin head and all. Hat as fine as this? Impossible! Green hat is a lot like yours, except newer and made of finer wool. I'm you, but better. The mannequin heads are made of painted hardwood, so the brooch couldn't be stuck into them to conceal it. Merely shaking the mannequin head is all that would be required to check if the brooch was balanced under one of the hats. Shake green hat. You don't have any water right now. What? Shake green hat. You don't have any water right now. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna have to pan for minerals when we get to, the cave then. Mines, whatever. You take the blue hat down from the shelf, mannequin head and all. The red silk rose on the blue hat is exquisite. The stitching is minute and even. Help. Uh-oh. Alright, let's see. Oh, shoulder cat. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, Petra likes to get up on Brood and sit on his shoulder. Usually because she wants to get up somewhere else, but anytime he picks her up, she generally doesn't let him just hold her. She'll like immediately climb up and just be like, I need to be tall. Your arms are starting to ache from straining them to their limits to reach the hats. You wonder if your efforts will prove fruitful. You're starting to doubt it. Oh. Look in teal hat. You take the teal hat down from the shelf, mannequin head and all. The bright teal color of this hat isn't faded in the slightest. The underside of the brim is the same gorgeous hue. With a grunt of effort, you wrest the last mannequin head down from the shelf and examine the hat closely. Oh. Pinned to the inside of the last hat, you inspect, you find Nessa's ruby brooch. What? Margot had cleverly concealed the pinned part of the brooch in between the hat and its band. You carefully unpin the ruby brooch from the hat before returning the mannequin head and hat to the top of the shelf. Glad I've found it. What do I do with it now? Pelt it at Nessa. Yeah, okay, we'll find her and give it back. I know, right? It's mine now. I can go sell it. Where? Brooch. That doesn't seem to work. Ah, come on. I need to be, like, real smug about it. Kimmy, wake up. Kimmy's asleep. Oh, I surely can talk to her right now. Kimmy, wake up. Examine Kimmy. I would not benefit from closer examination. Fine. Alright. We are outside. Let me actually save real quick. Give me 1 second. I need to move my laundry over. I'll be right back. Woman outside the store today was trying to flag down people for a charity cause, was trying to get my attention, so called out hey, and then was trying to reach for something to say and settled on cool nerd dad. Awesome. Let's not go over that way first in case I get stuck talking to them. Check on Margot. Alright, she's still dead. Nobody's in here. Nobody's out here. Nobody in here anymore. Alright. Crime scene has not been disturbed. Nobody in the boathouse. Kramer ants are still here. Let me not go that way. Let me go check the gazebo first. Nobody at the gazebo. Alright. They're having a conversation. We better eavesdrop. What's this? The double doors have been thrown wide open. You can see Ranger Murdoch and Jack inside the carriage house. They look nonplussed. Jack, what's going on? The automobile's gone, Nancy. I can see that. Someone must have picked the lock on the driver's side door and made off with it. It could have been Corvus and Nessa. Maybe they used the automobile to move Mr. Richards to another location. Or maybe it was Albert. You hear a rumbling. Is that thunder? Nope, that's Nathan. He went and got his automobile. Tell me what you know on the way. Time's a-wasting. Let's go. Right. It's gonna be a bit of a tight squeeze and a bumpy ride. It's actually Evan's father's old car. I've managed to keep it running decently well, though the shocks are pretty stiff. Decently well? It'll be fine, Nancy. Just hang on tight. You all pile into Nathan's automobile and head for the mine. Mr. Cardinal, I'm sorry we couldn't meet under better circumstances. I understand your reluctance to be involved with the authorities. It's entirely justified. Evan's in danger. I will help my friend. We can figure out the rest later. I will safeguard you from any consequences of going off reservation. I promise. Aw. That's nice of him. Let's deal with that later. Maybe I should have looked around the lodge a bit more. I found a bullet and a blasting cap in the trunk Albert was using to store his things. It's likely he's armed and has explosives or access to explosives. I wish I knew where he was going. I'm sure he's up to no good. Do we need to reload and look around some more? We may have missed something in his room. Mr. Cardinal, could you please drop me off at the train station? I can send an urgent telegram for reinforcements. Of course, but first to the Garnet Mines. They're closer. Good idea. Telegrams travel faster than any automobile, and time is of the essence. To the Garnet Mines! Nathan stops his automobile as close to the Garnet Mine as he dares. The ground is rugged, and any roads leading to and from the area have fallen into disrepair many years ago. A bit of stealth is imperative as well. It wouldn't do for Nessa and Corvus to be alerted to your presence. The consequences for Evan could be dire. You and Jack watch Nathan turn the automobile around and head for the distant train station. It's all up to you now. What? Why? Excellent job. Kudos on your thorough investigative technique. Hang on. Hang on. Let's reload. Let's go and look in his office again. Because that really made it seem like we're supposed to actually figure out where he's going. That is not his room. Look, books. Okay, examine books. Spines aren't broken and the cover shows no signs of wear. These books are in pristine condition. I guess Albert takes really good care of his books. Uh-huh. Did he lie to us again? Bet his name isn't even really Albert. What? Oh, there's something under the bed. I didn't see that earlier. Look under bed. A cylinder wrapped in red paper is partly concealed under the bed. I wonder what this could be. Take cylinder. Uh-huh. That dynamite. Yup. A stick of dynamite. Looking at it makes you sweat. Dynamite is not a standard piece of mineralogical equipment. Albert stored blasting caps in the blue trunk and dynamite in his luggage, it seems. Starting to think he's not a mineralogist at all. What? Hang on. Just hearing meow wow off in the distance. Alright, so he's got dynamite. And blasting caps. Smother Kimmy while we're at it. I mean, we should. She's behind it all. I mean, look at her. She's sleeping now. She's got an alibi. That's airtight. Examine dynamite. It's dynamite. Examining it more closely wouldn't make you feel any better. Quite the opposite, in fact. Take dynamite. Really? Oh, wait. I already did it. That's right. We haven't looked at the brooch. The fancy ruby brooch with an intricate gold setting. Rubies have a Mohs hardness of 9, one of the hardest minerals around. Besides diamonds, of course. Petra, I'm in here, honey. You admire the rich, much coveted pigeon blood, deep red hue of the ruby mounted in the brooch. Thanks to your loupe, you detect faint rutile inclusions. I don't know what that is. But the gem is eye clean. That means the inclusions aren't visible to the naked eye. The inclusions are also called silk. Some of these faint lines might not be inclusions after all. They look a bit oily. Two clear fingerprints. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. One's Margot. And, yep. The other fingerprint belongs to Jack. What? I should ask him about this. Okay. I can't use fingerprint in this game. paper casing of the dynamite has some very faint oily marks, but its surface is too absorbent for clean fingerprints. It was worth a try. Alright. So we need to ask Jack about the brooch. How are we gonna do that, though? Because it's like, time to go. There isn't anything in the drawer besides large white dress shirts. Alright. Look at his desk. You see a cigar butt in the upper left drawer. The butt is pretty small. You should pick it up to examine it more closely. Okay. Take cigar butt. Examine cigar butt. The coat of arms on the label of the cigar butt indicates that it's of Belgian make. There's the kitty. Come here. Or continue walking away from me. Alright. I got fingers, but you never see him fing. Yep. The head of the cigar appears to have some oily smudges. What? Now that you're taking a closer look at the cigar butt, you can catch a whiff of its aroma. I've smelled this type of cigar before, and not just in the lodge. Dun dun dun. Fingerprint. Cigar butt. There were oily smudges ringing the cigar butt. After generous application of soot, there are now sooty, oily smudges ringing the cigar butt. Alright, they got smeared. Did you put it out in the drawer? That's... what? Ugh. Alright. So we missed a lot of stuff in here. Nightstand is empty. Darn. Alright. Albert's cigar butt smells familiar. Okay, right, because that's going back to the train thing. Okay, I thought it was something other than that. Hey, lady, how's it going? I think I'm getting the picture here. Albert isn't who he says he is. I believe he's headed to the Sulaks to sabotage them with explosives. Find a bullet and blasting caps in the blue trunk. Albert's probably armed. And is fairly well acquainted with how to use explosives, seeing how he knew to store his dynamite and blasting caps separately. This doesn't bode well. And I think he's tossed my luggage out of the train to eliminate my field kit, so I couldn't interfere with this sham field work. He was in the train car with me and Kimmy. His train ticket stub proves that, and I do remember the smell of his particular brand of cigar. Need to head to the carriage house and tell Jack, Nathan, and Ranger Murdoch. Alright, there we go. Alright. Let's save that as fake Albert. Oh my god, I can't type. Disappointed because I left my wallet on the bus yesterday and now it's gone. Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's awful. I hope there's somebody out there who finds it and tries to get it back to you somehow. It's a slim chance, but it happens. Filed the lost item report. Okay, that's a good start, yeah. How much did I miss, by the way? We ran around the lodge to see what else was up. We found the brooch. And we examined Albert's room, and then we came out here and then discovered that we missed a bunch of stuff, so we went back and just did it again right now. And now the car has been stolen again. It's Nathan with the old car. We're going. So I do need to ask Jack about the brooch, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that, considering we're in go mode here, so... Yep, we know he is, off in, the mines, and we're about to head over there. Alright, we're getting in the car. Let's go. Alright, we've seen this already, so I'm gonna skip past the stuff that, we've already seen. Nate's a good guy, trying to help Evan. I think Albert's stolen the automobile. You do? What makes you think so, Nancy? Albert's luggage is gone and his room is a mess. It looks like he left in a hurry. Albert had so much luggage and Jack said it was very heavy. It sure was. There's no way he could have handled all that luggage himself unless he took the automobile. I think he's driving to the Sulaks to bomb it. I stumbled upon a confrontation between Albert and Kimmy. He was furious with her. It was such a bewildering encounter. Kimmy had a map the Sulaks. I'm finding some more small typos toward the end of the game here. Being nitpicky. But you know, tiny bit of polish helps. That's really the only issue I've seen in this game. Like, we haven't had anything bug out or crash or anything, so that's, like, you know, beyond fantastic. This game is very well made. I think that has something to do with Albert leaving so suddenly. In fact, the song was supposed to be Chasing. So I did change it to this. Sorry, let me just smack my glass on my mic. He must have thought she was onto a sabotage plan, but Kimmy told me she was interested in seeing the Sulaks as a tourist. He's not a Belgian mineralogist at all, he's a German spy! Whoa. And his name might actually be Carl L. Carl L? Where'd you hear that name? I found this telegraph tape and stick of dynamite in Carl's room. Ah, okay. I found a bullet and a blasting cap in the blue trunk where he was storing some of his things. I think Carl is highly knowledgeable about explosives. Armed and dangerous. Fantastic detective work, Nancy. I need to notify the appropriate authorities and follow up on this imminent threat. Oh, also, I think Albert's got a gun. He's been storing bullets in the blue trunk. I do like this song quite a bit. It really brings the tension. And he's knowledgeable with explosives. He was storing the blasting caps and dynamite separately. I think you're dealing with a professional saboteur, one that's armed and dangerous. Got it. I'll keep all that in mind when we confront him, Nancy. Thank you. Please be careful. I will. I'll tell you how it goes when we meet again. Mr. Cardinal, could you please drop me off at the train station? I can send an urgent telegram, okay? We'll I'll have rangers at the Sulaks as soon as possible. First to the Garnet Mines, they're closer. Good idea. Okay, we've already seen that. Nyum. Okay, we already read that. Bit of stealth is imperative. Okay, we need to not let them know we're here, or they're probably gonna kill Evan. How many deaths did you get? I have only died once. And that was when I fell in the river. We did not risk it anymore after that. You and Jack watch Nathan turn the automobile around to head for the distant train station. It's all up to you now. Alright. The mine entrance has been blasted shut. This can't be where Nessa and Corvus took Evan. Oh no, my theory's wrong. Nancy, slow down. Nancy, wait a minute. This is the closest entrance to the mine. They were on foot. Not to mention this is fresh rubble. Most likely they did use this entrance, but the entrance collapsed after them. I mean, I can see the plunger right there. Abandoned mines are dangerous places. We have to be careful. Chapter 6, Confrontations. In fact, if you die in front of Evan, if you fall in the river, he thinks he saw a big fish. Awesome. How are we going to get in? Dunno, but I'm gonna grab that shovel and start digging. Alright. I know it just auto-saved, but I'm gonna go ahead and save again. When we're able to. Jack starts digging at the rubble at the mine entrance. Gotta help Jack with this. Ah, there we go. Game is auto-saved. I'm not gonna save it again then. It's fine. Okay, note has been added to your notebook. Gain entrance into the mine. The abandoned garnet mine looks stark and desolate in the moonlight. Debris and forgotten equipment litter the area. There is rubble completely obstructing the entrance. The rubble does look fresh, and it could be that Nessa and Corvus did enter the mine from here. Jack is here. He sure is! Look. Plunger. Whoop. Sorry. The plunger detonator has been weathered by the elements and looks very worn, but it might still work. Only one way to find out. We do have a stick of dynamite. What is this called? Wire? The reel of wire still looks pretty good considering it's been outside for years. Ask about brooch. Look, Jack, I found Nessa's ruby brooch. She's gonna be like, are you still on that? Please help me dig. Well, how do you like that? You're pretty good at finding things, Nancy. You wanna know what else I found, Jack? Your fingerprint on Nessa's ruby brooch. Can you think of any reason why I'd find that? Okay, help Margot hide the brooch. Yeah, I figured. It was the least I could do, seeing as Nessa probably killed her. Nessa probably murdered Margot, right? Or at least poisoned her? That's what you figure, right? Yes, that's what I think. Margot was telling me that Nessa had it out for her, so she didn't tell me why she thought so. It was easy to see, wasn't it? Nessa thought Margot would get the lodge and land instead of her. So yeah, when Margot came to me to help her hide her brooch, I did just that. Brooch. It was only a matter of time before I said that. Ugh. Words. I couldn't hide it in my room because Albert's using it. Couldn't hide it in the room I'm sharing with Corvus. Too risky. So I hid the brooch in Margot's giant closet, reached up high into her hats and pinned it inside one of them. Margot couldn't have reached up there. She was even shorter than you. We were gonna sell it and use the money to help with the lodge's upkeep. prefer this interrogation scene than at the lodge. I figured I better do it now before I forget. Oh, it is great that we do have the opportunity to just ask him about it whenever. I like that a lot. So Nessa could at least indirectly help fund that, something she should have been doing anyway. But now Margot's dead, Evan's missing, and Nessa and Corvus right in the middle of all of it. Things are coming apart. I don't see much point in anything anymore. You keep it. You found it fair and square. Pay your way through school or something. Make something good come of all this. Okay, Jack. I'll hold on to it for now. Yo, it's mine! Let's go! Jack admitted it. Okay, yep. Talk, Jack. Jack's butt looks like a smiley face. Ah, crap. Now I'm just thinking of Winnie the Pooh when he gets stuck in the hole. And then draw a face on his butt. Oh my god. Trying to dig out this rubble and not break this old shovel in two while I do it. If you can figure out a better way, I'm all ears. Otherwise, come help me dig. Connect dynamite to wire. God! Doesn't seem to work. Put dynamite. I don't think I have the required items to rig up an explosive. Maybe I should have taken a closer look around the lodge. I had to take a blasting cap! Ah! I looked at it, but I didn't take it. Okay, I can't leave the screen. I thought we had to be subtle here. Use plunger. Right. Push. Plunger. Don't have any blasting caps. Alright, 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 alright. Give me the blasting cap. Take bullet. We may as well, right? The tin of blasting caps used to detonate larger explosives. There's only one left. Uh-huh. Maker's mark is imprinted on the tin. You recognize the brand as one that is commonly used in Toronto. My father was in construction, so I know what these look like. Kids would sometimes play with them. Not me, but other kids. It's likely Albert purchased these blasting caps in Canada. They tend not to get shipped overseas because they're fairly hazardous materials. Though it's hard to tell with the design printed on the lid, you think you can see an oily smudge. Yeah, we are resaving over this for sure. I don't know enough about bullets to glean any more information. Alright. This is definitely a bullet. Okay. Aha! Examine print. Yep. We're going Jack. Uh-huh. Okay, Albert's fingerprints. We got it. Okay, so now that is, what do we want to call this? Blasting cap. Did it already... Yep, fingerprint. Okay. There we go. Alright. I was trying to get it to do that, but, okay. Alright. Now we can go, and we can go do all the things again. Okay, I'm gonna skip the cutscene here. Alright. Go faster. Alright, let's look at his little smiley butt. Okay, talking about the brooch. Alright. Gotta save again. Ask about dynamite. Dynamite can seem pretty scary, but unless you're extremely incautious, it's unlikely it would explode on its own. Blasting caps are needed to set off the dynamite. Have to stick them right in the end. Not to mention, a charge from a plunger detonator needs to be sent to the cap through a detonating cord. That being said, I wouldn't be all that comfortable walking around with a stick of dynamite in my pocket. Heads up, there's an item in the mines you can pick up. Make sure you examine it. Will do, thank you. Put cap in dynamite. Carefully insert the blasting cap into the dynamite. Tell Jack to move. Nothing compelling to say about that. Oh, okay. Connect cord to dynamite. Have a reel of take wire. Wonder if I can figure out a faster way to clear this rubble. I don't know. Disclaimer! The developer of this game assumes no responsibility or liability for any errors or omissions in any processes depicted, particularly dangerous ones, including explosives. Do not attempt anything in this game in real life. Thank you, Julia. Let's just take a look at everything. Possible I could set up an explosive to clear this rubble. If I insert a blasting cap into the dynamite, then the wire to the blasting cap. Cut the wire and insert that end into the plunger detonator. That could work. You flush with pride, realizing that your childhood curiosity in your father's job as a dynamiter for construction companies has suddenly become useful. Dad would be proud. Aww. Seriously, are we gonna warn Jack or are we just gonna blow him up? Put wire in cap. Stick the end of the wire into the blasting cap, which has been inserted into the dynamite. Cut wire. I'm all set. I just need to cut the wire from the reel and insert the cut end into the plunger detonator. You don't have any wire cutters and you don't see any here. Where could I get a pair of wire cutters? Ask about wire cutters. Do you happen to have any wire cutters, Jack? I do, actually. Ha! Nerd! It's actually very handy. Stick of dynamite in your pocket, or you just place... Sure. In 1 second. Alright, we've got the wire cutters now. Alright, so in our inventory, starting from the top, we've got the loop, the paper, notebook, map of the lodge. We have this tape here. We have the compact. We've got Jordan almonds. We've got a mug. We've got a glass. We have the trowel. We have... what is that? Right, the duck call. We have the little hammer. We have the plate. We have the ice pick. We have this glacial sample. We have this little sample here from the river. We have this bigger sample. We've got fingerprints. We've got Jack's wax fingerprint. We've got salt. We've got the jar full of poison. Flypaper jar. We've got the key to Margot's vanity. We've got the burnt map. We've got the metal button. We've got some of Nessa's hair. We have the empty box of flypaper. And we have the train stub. We have the message to Carl. We have the brooch. And then here's our little dynamite setup. We have the cigar butt, the blasting cap, the bullet. And now the wire cutters. They look sharp. They aren't that interesting. You don't know, Nancy. Fingerprint wire cutters. I can't do that. Missing the padlock in Margot's hair? Huh. Those are gonna be necessary later, huh? Not sure how to design it. We can go back, it's fine. Alright, we'll go back and get those, thank you. Yoink. Don't have the key after all. Cool. They could have gone out the kitchen door. No, I've got Nessa's, yeah. You're whispering an apology to Margot. You tug a few strands of her hair from her head.
Poor Parker. So young, and already in the next world.
Thank you. I kind of want to re-record that without the music in the background, but I'm not sure if it'll let me do that. And then I would also have to reinstall the game and then play until I die. I still might attempt it though. Don't think I can make much use of this, but it might come in handy later, especially if her death is suspicious. Alright, cool. Like 3 minutes in that game? That's fair. Okay, Brood actually told me about something, something that he saw in the walkthrough, so I'm tempted since we're already here. You detect a distinct garlicky smell around Margot's mouth. It's strange I don't remember seeing Margot eat any garlic. Come to think of it, Jack hasn't cooked us any meals using garlic. Alright. Yep, we've got the fingerprint. It's Albert's. This thing would secure just about anything. Okay. Margot's hair. Upon closer examination, you can see that Margot's hair looks brittle and split at the ends. Her hair seemed to be thinning and falling out, too. Alright. But yeah, I thought the garlic thing was interesting considering that, we had already kind of smelled her and knew that there was, like, some kind of poisonous, smell coming from her. Let's see. Maybe luggage. Okay. Okay, none of this has changed. Alright, we were once again in chapter 6. Game has auto-saved once again. Okay, ask about brooch. Okay.
I'm in danger!
Hey, Eddie. How's it going? Okay. Cap in dynamite. Take wire. Put wire in cap. Ask about wire cutters. I'm doing alright. Give me your wire cutters. Cut wire. Rad. Put wire in plunger. Don't have the plunger. Take plunger. Just leave it there! Actually, we don't want to leave it right there. We probably want to hide behind that bigger rock. I have a plunger detonator, wire blasting cap, and a stick of dynamite. Wonder if I could rig this up to blast the mine entrance open. Yeah. We're gonna save in case I kill us all. Blast it. Put wire in plunger. Alright. The explosive is rigged. It's time to set it off. Set up explosive. Jack, I'm ready to set the explosive charge. Got it, Nancy. Give me a second. Jack is the second hero on this game because he had the wire cutters. Yeah, for real. Ready. Carefully place the rigged dynamite close to the rubble. Okay, we're all set. plunger. Okay, I figured that was gonna kill me, but I wanted to see. Nancy. Maybe we step back. Oh. Oh, did I not assemble it yet in this? Ah! Wire in plunger. Okay. Set up explosive. Yeah, and the rock stayed intact. The entirety of that blast hit Nancy right in the face. That's it. Get ready. Take plunger. Would you like to take the plunger? Over here. She's just gonna run over to it again and then blow herself up. No, Nancy. Do I need to do move plunger? Wire in plunger. I'm gonna save again after I set the thing up. Like, yeah, exactly. Evan's just like, what was that noise? Blast it for real. Okay. Move plunger. Back. There we go. Alright. Alright, we've done it. Pull plunger. Oh, push plunger. I'm looking at that and reading it as plunger now, cause words. Oh. Well, it was only one stick of dynamite after all. Only one stick can only do so much. Okay. Blasted an opening into the mine entrance. Enter the mine, did we? Oh, there is, yeah, a tiny hole. For Nancy only. Oh, God. Meanwhile, Corvus, Nessie, and Evan are having a drink in the mines waiting for Nancy to arrive. And she never did, yeah. Look at hole. There's now a small hole in the rubble. I think I might be able to enter the garnet mine this way. Unfortunately, Jack won't fit. Maybe he can follow later. Ask Jack about hole. I don't think I can fit through that. You got any more of that dynamite? No. Alright. Climb in hole. Climb in hole. Wait. Take plunger. What? Climb in hole. Nancy, this is really dangerous. Let's widen the hole some more so I can go too. Evan's in danger. There's no time to lose. It is true, yeah. Me and Albert look like the Pringles guy. A little bit, yeah. Keep working on the rubble and follow when you can. Okay, Nancy, you're the boss. You be careful, you hear? Well... Another rock falls. Oh no, she's dead! I was just gonna say, I don't have any light source. Before you go, it's gonna be dark as night in there. Darker even. Take this lantern. What? Okay, Nancy poking out of the hole is hilarious. Jack lights the lantern and hands it to you. Got another one, don't you worry. You're not the only one with big pockets. He knows. Good luck, kiddo. Thanks, Jack. Yoop. It's very cute. You squeeze through the small hole in the rubble and enter the mine. Oh, wow. Seeing the lantern's light reflected brilliantly on the thousands of red crystals embedded in the walls, you're suddenly reminded of why you traveled to Crimson in the first place. If the situation wasn't so dire, you'd be dazzled by this cave of natural wonders. Instead, the red gleams look like blood is beating on every surface, just waiting to fall. You shiver. Toronto feels like it's 1,000,000 kilometers and 1,000,000 years away. Oh dear, it's so dark in here. Need to figure out which way Nessa and Corvus have taken Mr. Richards. If indeed they came this way at all. Yeah, we're gonna save again. In the cave. Garnet Mine's interior is much cooler than the outside. The air feels stale and still. You're grateful for the lantern's light, though the warm glow quickly gets swallowed by the darkness. Space Quest 2 and King's Quest 4 vibes, yeah. That's right, it's the Cave of Wonders. Wooden beams reach up into the darkness. You can't see the ceiling of the mine, though you think you can sense it pressing down on you. The red sparkles created by the lantern light look like strange distant stars. You can just make out the rim of a giant flywheel. You see a leaning wooden support beam stretching from the dusty floor to the unseeable ceiling. Feel a little bit better if that beam was standing a lot straighter. Yeah. I'd also feel a little better if I could see more of them, leaning or not. Alright. Look, shovel. See indications of a shovel in the gloom. Take a shovel. Now that you're inside the mine, there's no need for the shovel. Too bad, I could have used this when helping Jack clear the rubble outside. Yo! Push it back out through the hole! That way he doesn't have to worry about breaking that one. I see something very shiny here. Is that just a very big garnet? Don't see that right now. Look, item. Don't see anything noteworthy. Okay, I guess that's just a really big rock. This boulder is chock full of red and white crystals, including a spectacular red crystal. Not surprised Crimson was established as a mining town. Take crystal. You chip a particularly lovely crystal sample out of the rock. Examine crystal. While the mine interior sample is pocked with many lovely crystals, the most prominent one is large and red. Healthy-sized garnet, most likely. It's even gem quality. It's a real pity that this mine produced industrial abrasives only. It's too pretty to pulverize. Fingerprint crystal. Ah! That's thunder. It rained earlier and that was weird. Look, bucket. Metal bucket has been placed under the machine, apparently to catch the results of its processing. Take bucket. Handy as buckets are, it's a bit too big even for your capacious pockets. Oh. if she said anything if I look at it. Oh, I could look at the lantern. Lantern is lit, fam. Gives off a reassuring glow. Lantern doesn't benefit from closer examination. Ah, my eyes! Crystal sample you took from the mine's interior is truly spectacular. There's some amazing red and colorless crystal formations. Stunning. Okay, and I already did this. Big old garnet. You slip and fall into the distant, jagged depths of the mine. So, yeah, I thought that was a pathway. Never mind.
Poor Parker. So young, and already in the next world.
Thank you. Okay, so that wasn't the item I was supposed to pick up then? Alright, we've done that. I can't take the shovel. And I can't take the bucket. That was Big Thunder. Looks like I need to go over there. What's Where am I going? Uh-oh. You aimlessly wander in the mine until the lantern goes out. Ha ha ha! Alone in the dark. Awesome. Wandering aimlessly seldom ends well. Have a game plan first. Or some step-by-step directions. Ha ha ha. That's fine. We can just pick up the crystal again. Alright, so we found the two paths we're not supposed to go into. Look. Machine. You get a good look at the machinery. It's covered in a thick layer of dust and clearly hasn't been used or even touched in years. Gross. Alright, let's go in here then. Don't give in to the pressure before moving on. Find your way. Better luck next time. Okay, cool. I found every single endgame death. Oh, good. Love that. That is where I excel. Well, haven't gone this way yet. Okay, that is also death. Alright. That was the only other available path. Oh, wait, no. This is... Rocks fall, everyone dies. Yep. Oh, those are supposed to be footprints? Okay, I thought that was just like, you know, stones and stuff on the ground. Thank you. Definitely did not catch that those were footprints. Here's some pointy-toed size 14 men's dress shoe prints. And impressions made by size 8 women's shoes. And size 12 men's boots. I recognize this tread pattern from Mr. Richards' other boots. 3 sets of shoe prints are the freshest after all. Now I need to track these shoe prints and discover where they went next. They hit a penny! Nessa and Corvus weren't interested in the machinery, nor did they take this path descending to the south. They moved further east. Okay. Did the game not just tell me it went east? Do I have to check them again closer to the, much fresher. Did that tell me anything? Fresh shoe prints head east, deeper into the mine. Nothing but dusty miner shoe prints down the southern path. Okay. What was that? Despite the terrifying rumbles and shudders surrounding you, you forge onwards. Game has auto-saved. Uh-oh. Just as you reach the firelit cavern, your lantern goes out. Oh no, the lantern's out of oil. There's no turning back now. Sign your will, Evan. Sign my fake will, you mean? She's got the almonds, Evan. You better do what she says. You're so smart, why didn't you just forge Pa's will? Then you wouldn't have had to come up with this dumb scheme. If you were so smart, you'd know that Pa's lawyer's still alive. He'd pipe up quickly if an actual will from his client came out of nowhere. Ah, okay. But this is a perfectly suitable backup plan. It's much easier to forge your will. If you do as you're told, I'll let you die quickly. Otherwise, you'll starve to death in the dark. And we'll forge your signature anyway. Nancy's onto you. You won't get away with this. We'll see about that. It'll be her word against ours. I have to rescue Mr. Richards. My first order of business is to distract Corvus. Yeah, we'll save again. Final confrontation! Distract Corvus. Alright, let's see what we got. You've arrived at an open, cavernous area in the mine. The path descends down to a natural platform. It appears that the cave-ins that have been rocking the mine have created some deep chasms. An abundance of rocks of various sizes litter the floor. Alright, throw rock at Corvus. Got it. This rockfall looks fresh, too, and there's a lot more of it. One doorway to the north is still clear, and doorways to the north and east are blocked by rocks. It's a very dangerous area. There's a central doorway that leads further back into the mine, as well as a doorway on the right that is completely clogged with rockfall. You see a large boulder even taller than you. In the shadows nearby, you also see a table, a fire, a wheelbarrow. Hide behind rock. A pretty good place to conceal myself should Corvus happen to turn his head. Take small rock. Take rock. Let's see where she throws it. Ooh, samples. Boulder sample with a lovely red crystal. Plain rock. That's it, your pockets are quite full of all sorts of things. Yeah, we should look at that, huh? Relatively plain rock that you acquired from the mine floor. The piece isn't particularly valuable as a sample, but every rock does tell a story. See tiny red crystals and even tinier colorless crystals incorporated into the plain rock. Not exciting, but still instructive. Okay. Throw plain rock. I imagine he'll want the really shiny one, but where would you like to throw that? Plain rock at north door. At north door. Throw it at that door so he goes over there. Okay, fine. I want to throw a rock at Corvus, so we're doing that. At Corvus! At Corvus! What? I'm giving a location. Wheelbarrow has a broken handle and it's filled with huge heavy rocks. Front brace still looks intact, but this wheelbarrow isn't going anywhere. Any situation where an immobile wheelbarrow could be useful. Look, fire. While the fire is a welcome source of light, it's flickering, and the long shadows it casts lends an air of menace to the scene. Look, Corvus. Okay. That's just gonna give us the bios here. Look. Lantern. You don't see any lanterns right now besides the one you're carrying. Yeah, I guess it is behind a rock, huh? Well, there seems to be a light source in addition to the fire. Alright, fair. I can't see it from where I am. Look. Jordan. Almonds. I probably can't see those either. Throw. Jordan. Almonds. Why did you step out to do that? You're just gonna push me into the chasm? We have to get out of here. Maybe Nancy was followed. Yes, we do. Any last words, brother dearest? Not for you. Nessa takes a handful of crushed almonds from the table. She then stuffs the almonds in Evan's mouth. It's fine, I wanted to see what happened. Nessa, what have you done? Should have done that a long time ago. Goodbye, Nancy. Corvus takes the lantern and follows Nessa out of the cavern. You're left in darkness, listening to Mr. Richard gasp his last breath. Jesus. Sorry, Mr. Richards. All you can do is wait. It feels like an eternity. And then... footsteps? I'm in here, help! Nancy, is that you? Mr. Richards? Ranger Murdoch! Nancy! Mr. Richards is dead. Let's get you out of here. Ranger Murdoch takes out a pocket knife and saws through the ropes that are binding you. Thanks. Corvus got away and so did Nessa. I'm sorry, I failed. The important thing is you're safe. Come along. I'm sorry, Mr. Richards. Goodbye. The end. Ranger Murdoch leads the way out of the mine. You feel incredibly relieved to be out of the mine. It feels like a great weight has been lifted off your shoulders. Really? The automobile is parked down the hill. And there are more rangers waiting for us at the train station. How did everyone get here so quickly? I guess this is, like, actually the bad ending. I was just expecting it to be like, oh, you messed up, start over. It'll be our words against hers as they left you both tied up and Richard's dead of an allergic reaction. Nothing suspicious at all. Yeah, right? How did everyone get here so quickly? Well, it wasn't quick, actually. Not actually a forest ranger. I'm a member of Northwest Mounted Police. Dun dun dun. We've been on the trail of a German spy and saboteur who is rumored to be in this area. We believe he's responsible for the bombing of the bridge west of Crimson. Albert Carl L. A man known to us as Carl Leffler. You revealed him, Nancy. Well done. Not only that, you tipped us off to what his next target would be. The Sulaks. Dun dun dun. Right again. As you know, Canada declared war on Germany a few weeks ago. It appears operatives directed by the German Foreign Office have undertaken a campaign here in Canada to delay military aid to Europe by targeting transportation links such as railways, bridges, and canals. We strongly suspect that Carl L., a man we know as Carl Leffler, you did say that previously, yes, is one of those operatives. He has been apprehended at the Sulaks while setting up explosive charges. And thanks to your impeccable detective work, Mr. Leffler will surely be brought to justice. Gee. Let's go. We're just gonna leave Evan in there. I mean, I guess he's already dead. And he is under a bunch of rocks, so... Chapter 6 complete. Chapter 7 conclusions. Oh god. The train station is a flurry of activity. Rangers are milling all around, consulting with each other in whispered conversations. Inside, you can hear the non-stop whir and tick of the telegraph machine. Okay, hang on. So, is Chapter 7 just basically we go around and talk to everybody and then show's over? Like, is it worth going through and seeing this with Evan dead and then we'll go back and replay, or is a lot of this the same except a couple mentions of, hey, and Evan survived? Because I'd rather not have to play, like, I don't know, another 30 minutes of this and then go back and fix the one thing and then replay this entire part over again. Ranger in charge looks up and acknowledges Ranger Murdoch with a nod. Just the man I wanted to see. Thanks to the intelligence you provided, we were able to alert authorities in... Oh, it can play different scenes. Okay. They were ready and waiting and caught the man red-handed with luggage full of dynamite and blasting caps, not to mention a 9mm Luger in the glove box. Imagine his surprise when they called him by his real name, Carl Leffler, aka Albert Respa, German spy and saboteur. Would have loved to have seen the look on his face. All in all, some mighty fine work, Ranger Murdoch. A crisis has been averted. As much as I'd like to take credit for it, Nancy Maple here is the one you ought to be thanking. She single-handedly figured it out. All I did was pass along the information. Well then, my thanks to you, Nancy Maple. You're a Canadian hero. Yay! Though I'll warn you now, you might have to be an unsung hero with that. I have a feeling the Canadian government won't want to reveal just how vulnerable we were tonight. Yeah, probably not. Could undermine the public's confidence at a crucial turning point for our country. Oh, I don't mind at all, as long as things worked out for the best. They did, Nancy, truly. Thank you for your service. Ah, what have you got here? We've just come from the old abandoned garnet mine. Busy night. Yes, indeed. Please dispatch some crime scene investigators to the lodge so we can build a strong case. Yeah, send some guys out to the cave, because there's a dead body over there. Roger that. Heading back down to Toronto now. I need to meet with some higher-ups immediately. The Northwest Mounted Police has commandeered a train back to the city. I've been told you call Toronto home, Miss Maple. Will you join me? I'm exhausted. I don't think I'm up for more traveling tonight, and I'm not ready to leave Crimson just yet. Suit yourself. I'll need to take your statement for the report, but that can wait a day or two. Thank you. I'll need a bit of time to get my thoughts in order. Of course, there's going to be a ton of paperwork to do for this whole caper. I'll be trapped behind a desk for weeks. Do send word when you'll be returning. I'll pick you up from Union Station and escort you straight to the police station. Will do. Thanks, Roger Murdoch. Ranger Murdoch. Roger Murdoch. Your name's Roger now. Nathan drives you and Jack back to the lodge. Margot's death feels like it happened weeks ago. And your arrival in Crimson feels like it happened months ago. It feels like years ago when you spoke to your boss, Professor Plummer. Ah, my boss, my fieldwork. What am I gonna tell him? Despite the excitement of the evening, you find yourself nodding off, only to be jolted awake when Nathan's automobile hits an uneven stretch of road. Eventually, not even the bumpy road can rouse you. Nancy, you awake? We're back. We bestow our highest honor, the golden maple leaf. Once Jack has roused you from your deep slumber, you make your way upstairs as quietly as possible, lest you wake Kimmy. My goodness, what a night! I've never been so exhausted. Wake Kimmy. No, wake her up! You climb into bed and are eager to fall asleep. But as your gaze falls onto the ransacked curio cabinet, you realize there are a few things you may want to bring up with the other inhabitants of the lodge tomorrow morning. Better make some new notes on fresh paper to remind myself. Or I could decide to go to sleep if I wish. Margot have an accomplice in the ruby brooch theft. Yes. I don't want to incriminate Jack. I can reload here. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Alright, distract Corvus. But first, I'll be right back. Okay, so how do we distract Corvus? Let's think. I do still need to pick up that rock and then look at it. Dun dun dun! Get her! Okay. God, that's awful. Okay, load game. Hide behind rock. Pick up rock. Examine rock. Okay, plain rock. Got it. Ooh. We have to put our rocks in order in the way that they formed all of the crystals here. Yeah, we can save again. Let's get this information again. The table. Old table was left behind in the cavern. Crushed Jordan almond pieces. Okay. And move over here without being seen. Awesome. Okay. So I've already picked up the rock. Already looked at it. Okay. Throw button. Would you like to throw button at Corvus? Where would you like to throw it? Down. Okay, how do I give this a direction? Because... don't know how. What? Throw button north? How else am I supposed to indicate where to throw stuff? It does not like me using at or to. format do I need to use? Or like, rather, what will it accept? Because it doesn't seem to understand that I am giving it something to throw an item at. I tried throwing it at the north door earlier, and then it was like, where do you want to throw it? I'm gonna throw the button. Why does that work? But when I try to do anything else, it just asks where I want to throw said thing. I feel like that interaction may need a little bit of revision there because that doesn't accurately point out what the problem is. Uncertain string parsing, yeah. What was that? Someone coming from the middle passage? Thought I heard something too. I'll take a look. Alright, we just killed Corvus. Corvus, what have you done, you oaf? Either Corvus is inaudible behind the pile of rubble or unable to reply. Didn't expect that to happen. I just wanted to create a distraction. Well, now you're a murderer. Corvus? See if I can free Mr. Richards while Nessa's preoccupied. 2 against 1 sounds like better odds. Maybe we can turn the tables on her until Jack arrives with help. You better be digging as hard as I am, Corvus. You always mess things up. Nessa continues to paw ineffectually through the rubble while chastising Corvus. Corvus dead. There's a few other ways to type it, like throw rock down passage. Yeah, I feel like we tried all of those and it was still like, where do you want to throw it? No, you're still pawing. Nancy, what are you doing here? You just don't know to quit, do you? When I get over there, you'll wish you never meddled. Free Evan. You frantically try to untie Mr. Richards' bounds, but you fail. I've got you, dearie. Nessa pulls a knife out of her skirt pocket. I have a bullet. Yeah. Nessa ties you up tightly with a length of rope and sits you down beside her brother. Okay. Okay, now she kills him again. Alright. Load game. Corvus dead. Alright, what do I have? Do have wire cutters. Cut rope with wire cutters. What? Yeah, I can push it in the way so that Nessa can't get over to me. Broken handle, filled with huge heavy rocks. Take heavy rock. Can't use heavy in this game. Dun dun. Okay. Burn rope with fire. Ah! Okay, so I need to move closer and cut it with the wire cutters. How do we get him free? No! I'm in my inventory. You suck! Alright, let me figure this out. I'll get it. Throw the salt at her. Use fingers and eye sockets. I need to use the Jordan almonds as ball bearings and make her fall and knock herself out. Come on, we need to set up some Home Alone type shenanigans here. A paint can from the ceiling, yep. I have tried wire cutters on a rope. It doesn't do anything. Do I actually need to go back and get the other sample? Because I can. But Margot's hair is brittle and thin. Hang on, I'm still figuring things out. Oh, it's just for all the collectibles? Okay, that's fine. To move closer and take the lantern. Dun dun dun. Jack will be along shortly. It's over, Nessa. You. Try getting away, but my dear little brother certainly can't. Come any closer. Stay where you are. You're trying to tell me what to do? He's not coming at me with the knife yet. How dare you? Why did you ever set foot in Crimson? Why? If it hadn't been for you, Nessa is so overwrought she can barely speak. Nessa stamps her foot angrily. No! Rocks fall! Everyone dies! Oh my god, she's turning into a demon. You're ruining everything! Yep. All of my planning, all that I've done, undone by you, you meddlesome slip of a girl. Nessa, be careful. Don't tell me what to do. How dare you? Oh my god, you'll kill us all. Alright, there's the knife. You'll never leave here alive. Watch out. I said don't tell me what to do. Oh no. coal mine gives a great shudder, and part of the floor gives way. Nancy! Nessa clings desperately to the edge of a now yawning chasm, which has already swallowed her knife. Long live the king! That'll help her. Nessa? Oh god. You and Evan both bumbling around spoiling carefully constructed plans. She's got an impressive grip on the edge of this chasm. Ah, Nessa! You hear me? You think you've won? Dumb luck is all it is. I won't stop until Crimson is a hole in the ground. I'm as wealthy as a sultan. Help. Nessa. Oh, Nessa, do be quiet for once. Fine. Nessa gasped for breath, recovering from her near-death experience. You're stronger than you look. Just kidding! Kicks her back in. Yeah, we probably shouldn't let her fall to the horrible death in the bottomless chasm. Wonder if I could safely secure Nessa. Need to do something before I start standing up, or else she might run off. Tie her up with Margot's hair. Tie Nessa with wire. Doesn't accomplish anything. Tie Nessa with hair. It doesn't accomplish anything. Padlock Nessa. Would you like to lock Nessa to? Lock Nessa to wheelbarrow. What, am I gonna, like, take her belt? Ah, yep, okay, cool. So I figure I need some kind of something. You hook Nessa's belt loop with the open padlock and close the padlock firmly around the front brace of the wheelbarrow. What do you think you're doing? Being real smart. That's what. Man, I hope she doesn't take her skirt off. Nessa struggles to get up, but the wheelbarrow is too heavy and resists her attempts. Nessa screeches in frustration. That's what that noise was. Okay, she's got the demon face again. Well, well, now that that's over with, come help me with these ropes, Nancy. Yep, we're doing it. You managed to untie Mr. Richards now that you have all the time in the world. Thanks, Nancy. And now I get my sweet, sweet reward. Takes almonds. Ah, my teeth, they're broken! Guess we should try and find our way out of here, eh? Yes, I think I know the way. Have fun when that fire goes out. Hey sis, looks like you could use some cooling off. We'll come back for you, maybe. It's funny because she'll die. Take rope, take rope! Wait, do you hear that? You can definitely hear footsteps approaching. We're in here, help! Nancy, is that you? Mr. Richards? Ranger Murdoch! Yay! Nancy! Nathan's eyes widen slightly as his gaze settles on Nessa, sulking by the wheelbarrow. I padlocked Nessa to that wheelbarrow. Oh. I suppose we should deal with that. She'll be alright for a day. Ranger Murdoch kneels down and cuffs Nessa's hands together. He then cuts Nessa's belt loop with a pocket knife. No, she's just gonna jump into the chasm. No, he kicks her in there. Oh, Corvus is trapped behind that rubble in the middle passageway. We should probably get him out. Ah, he did. Seems like a super massive problem. Murdoch barely did anything in this story. Yeah, right? My work here is done, but you didn't do anything. Seriously, she's mobile now. I would just run. Working together, you eventually clear the rubble and free Corvus. He's a bit worse for wear, but only has minor injuries. Ranger Murdoch cuffs Corvus just in case. Let's get out of here. Good idea. Ranger Murdoch leads the way out of the mine. I gotta say, I'm kind of shocked that picking up the lantern, was the thing that, you know, set us on the right path here. I don't know, we kind of got lucky there. You feel incredibly relieved to be out of the mine. It feels like a great weight has been lifted off your shoulders. Yeah, this is fitting now that someone hasn't died under our watch. The automobile's parked down the hill. There are more rangers waiting for us at the train station. How did everyone get here so quickly? Well, it wasn't quick, actually. Not actually a forest ranger. I'm a member of Northwest Mounted Police. Uh-huh, German spy. Okay, we've already read this. It's Carl. Yep. 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 Got that. Got that. What's gonna happen to Nessa? I think I've gathered enough evidence to prove that Nessa poisoned Margot. You'll be hearing from my lawyer. Not me, that's for certain. Let's go. Never knew who came down to the mines and ate the almonds. Unsolved mysteries. Nancy, is that chocolate around your mouth? No! Alright, chapter 7 for real. Conclusions. Alright, train station is a flurry of activity. That's all the same. Uh-huh. That's the same. He's got a Luger. He's a German spy. Crisis has been averted. But it wasn't Ranger Murdoch, it was Nancy! I'm a hero, but we can't tell anybody about that because that would be embarrassing. Unsung hero. Wah. I guess things worked out for the best. Thank you for your service. Now, what have you got here? It's come from the old abandoned garnet mine. This is Miss Nessa Crab. She kidnapped her own brother. She could have done worse and gotten away with it too, except Miss Mabel was able to detain her by padlocking her to a wheelbarrow. A rather resourceful and ingenious move, if I may say so. Yeah, we did it. Yeah! Take that, nerd. Ha! I'd go through it all again just to see the look on your face now. Evan, don't. Miss Crab is also suspected of the murder of a young woman. And Mr. Corvus Shaw is her suspected accomplice. They have a lot to answer for. Busy night. Yes, indeed. Please dispatch some crime scene investigators to the lodge so we can build a strong case. Roger that. Heading back to Toronto. From the Toronto with me. Nope, I'm tired. I'm gonna go back to the lodge. Alright. Gonna be a ton of paperwork. I'll be behind a desk for weeks. Do send word when you'll be returning. I'll pick you up from the Union Station and escort you straight to the police station. Thank you, Ranger Murdoch. Nathan drives you, Jack, and Evan back to the lodge. Margot's death feels like it happened weeks ago. Arrival months ago. We haven't talked to our boss in 5 ever. My field work! No! Nancy, where's your kit? I must have misplaced it. I don't know. Alright, we fall asleep. Jack wakes us up. Alright, we gotta be quiet. We don't want to wake up Kimmy. Alright. Alright, things we need to talk about. Can I save here? I can. I was scared that was gonna skip everything. Questions. Alright. Yes. Jack. That was a yes or no question. Yes. Who was the accomplice for the Jack. Certain of that, Jack admitted to helping Margot hide his brooch. His fingerprint was on it clear as day. Can imagine Nancy's face when she sees Carl arrested and she's like eating almonds right in front of his face. The smuggest snack ever. That's some fine detecting there, Nancy. And the brooch in Margot's walk-in closet pinned under a hat. After Nessa and Corvus had already thoroughly searched there, including the hats. Margot was already dead by then. Jack hid the brooch there after Nessa and Corvus were finished searching that room. He admitted as much to me when I confronted him about it, finding his fingerprint on the brooch. Now about that curio cabinet. Who stole the pair of antique silver steins? Margot. Margot's fingerprint was the only one I lifted from the smashed curio cabinet. Plus, she admitted to taking the antique silver wedding steins. That's all pretty clear cut. But she mentioned having help. Who helped with the steins? Nathan. Nathan admitted to helping Margot hide the antique silver wedding steins. But he's doing it for the right reasons. I promised I wouldn't tell, and I won't. Okay, I was worried about putting all the answers in the notes, because I was like, okay, is this what we're gonna actually tell the authorities? Because I don't want Jack or Nathan to get in trouble. But it's fine. Who was the imposter at Crimson Lodge? Carl. Right, his geology and mineralogy books looked brand new because he'd never once consulted them. They were part of his disguise. That explains why he was examining that glacial erratic. He had no idea that it wouldn't be a good indicator of the geology in the area. What was Kimmy's true goal? What was Kimmy's true goal? Go back. Cormorants. Yeah, I don't know about Kimmy. I mean, they were friends. Jack. Okay. After everything I've witnessed, I'm pretty certain that Kimmy's just a keen birdwatcher who probably had the worst vacation of her life. I really thought she was gonna be the villain here. Everything and anything can look suspicious if you're looking for suspicious activity. I really thought that was just a trick this whole time. I guess I was wrong. Conversation in the conservatory indicates that they are similarly aligned when it comes to the fate of the lodge and lands. They also met up in the study after that first dinner. It was hard to tell if they were friendly then, but I did see them shake hands. They respect each other. Margot entrusted the antique silver wedding steins to Nathan. She trusted him, and Nathan is risking Nessa coming after him for those valuable antiques. And Nathan helped me and Jack rescue Mr. Richards tonight. He risked losing his Indian status by revealing himself to Ranger Murdoch after having snuck off the reservation. He's a true friend. Mr. Richards is lucky to have him. What were Jack and Nathan trying to conceal? The red herring all along. I really wanted her to be the mastermind behind everything. Ugh. I mean, they were trying to conceal a lot of things. The diamond thing, right? It's possible after all, but so far that is only a hunch based on the samples I've gathered. I'll need to verify my hypothesis when I get back to the museum. Where did Jack conceal the suspected diamonds? In the river. I have a theory about that, but no proof. Huh. No. Quite sure Margot and Jack were just friends. He explained the meaning of their secretive boudoir meeting. He was helping her inject her medicine. Jack was a good friend to Margot and nothing more. He told me so, and I believe him. What's more, the evidence I found backs him up. I found his fingerprints in Margot's medicine kit. What items suggest Nessa came to the lodge intending to threaten or harm Evan? Jordan. Almonds. Some questions you're unable to answer if you miss some close evidence. Very close by while you're investigating a couple times at a certain location. Ah, well. Mr. Richards was allergic to almonds and Nessa knew that. I've never played either of those. One day. She brought those Jordan almonds with her and filled that cut crystal bowl in the parlor. Avert as you please. Nessa wasn't just being a rude guest, she was a bully. Oh yeah. At least she didn't get away with it. Okay, so we only missed the one question. That's fine. You wake up the next morning feeling refreshed and ravenous. As you make your way down the upstairs hallway, you begin to smell the inviting aromas of coffee and bacon. Yo. You enter the kitchen and find the other inhabitants gathered around the table, digging into a hearty breakfast. You join in. Morning light is streaming through the small window, causing motes of dust to sparkle and dance in the light. Mr. Richards is slumped in front of his plate, eyes downcast. Jack, you've already admitted to helping Margot hide Nessa's ruby brooch. Sure did. You'd said before that you and Margot planned to sell the brooch to help pay for the lodge's upkeep. Yeah, she was trying to lay claim to the whole place, but she never lifted a finger to take care of it, nor sent a dime. You also said because of the state of things you didn't see the point of executing that plan. But I think you should. What do you think, Mr. Richards? Sounds good to me. It'd be a nice thing for Nessa to indirectly do. She certainly wouldn't intentionally do anything good for anyone else. Also, Jack said it out loud where he hides the diamonds while talking to Nathan while picking diamonds up from the river. Okay, yeah, so we tried to get that scene a couple times, and every time it was like, oh, you've interrupted it. So yeah, wasn't exactly sure how to enter that scene stealthily because we tried entering from a side and from the top. I guess we didn't try coming in from the other side because they always noticed us immediately. It'd be a nice thing for Nessa to do. Okay, I already read that one. You hand the ruby brooch over to Jack. Thanks, Nancy. Maybe I can get a new mop. We need more flypaper. You mentioned that Nessa had it out for Margot, and this was Margot's way of getting back at her. Yeah, but I figured it was because Nessa was afraid Mr. Richards would bequeath the lodge and lands to Margot instead. Oh, she sure was. Nessa was dead set on making Margot go away so the lodge and lands wouldn't end up with her. To hide in that scene, you have to enter from the top and say hide behind tree. Huh. I guess maybe I'd taken like a couple steps or something. Because I remembered it like immediately catching us, but maybe I held down for slightly too long. Which they never were, of course. I'd promised all that to Nathan and his family always and forever. Margot understood. I will admit to worrying about the fate of the lodge and the lands from time to time. But once I learned how much Margot loved it here too, just as it is, I worried less. But when that fisherman found that diamond... yeah, that was trouble. Nessa arrived and she recognized Margot's face from some old wanted posters. In a past life, Margot lived and worked up in Skagway during the Klondike Gold Rush. She was just a kid. She made some mistakes, trusted the wrong people, but she told me all that, so it didn't work when Nessa tried to blackmail her into leaving Crimson. Okay, so he knew. Nice. Nessa found another way to get the better of her. Evan's face falls and he clamps his mouth shut. Oh. Her secrets, you mean like in her boudoir on the first night you arrived? Yes, I know we've already discussed that. You said the two of you were just friends, and I believe you. Yeah, Jack helped Margot with her self-arson treatments. Yeah, he did. You knew about that? Sure did. Jack helped her with that every night. I couldn't. Too squeamish. Aw, that's nice. The injections were very painful for her. I couldn't stand to do them. Well, that makes me feel better about that. Margot knew Nessa and Corvus would rummage through her things. Her vanity has a lock, but she suspected it wasn't secure. In fact, she suspected it had been tampered with already. I kept the brooch in my pocket for a bit, but when we were fixing to head to the garnet mine, I didn't want to bring it with me. So I nipped upstairs to her giant closet and pinned it to the underside of one of her hats, up on one of those mannequin heads. I figured should Nessa and Corvus return to the lodge, the last place they'd look is somewhere they'd already searched. Fair. Kimmy, I'm sorry that your birding trip was full of so much drama and tension, but I'm very glad I got to meet you. Thanks so much, Nancy. That's very kind of you. Yes, this was one of the strangest trips I've ever taken. So much unpleasantness and tragedy. Yeah! But I don't regret coming here. Crimson is a beautiful place. Margot was very kind. Excuse me, hiccup. Jack and Nathan really helped me feel at home here despite everything. And you, Mr. Richards. Yeah? I can see why you love Crimson so much. I love it too. Aw, that's real nice. Thanks, Kimmy. And Nancy, I'm very glad I got to meet you too. You're one of a kind, brave and clever. No matter what happens, I'm sure you'll make your dreams come true. Thank you, that means a lot to me. I'll try my best. Nathan, I have to know. Yes? About the set of silver wedding steins. I've brought them back this morning, now that they're out of Nessa's reach. I really appreciate Nathan keeping them safe for me. Don't worry, he told me all about what Margot did. And they're right about me. I would have given them to Nessa to make her stop harassing me. Story of my life. Oh. Never again. I have to know. Are there diamonds here in Crimson? Mr. Richards, Nathan, and Jack exchange meaningful looks. I think you and Jack were picking alluvial diamonds out of the riverbank when I saw the two of you earlier tonight. Nancy, there are diamonds in Crimson. We have to check the riverbanks regularly for ones that come down the river. Over time, we've managed to extract most of the gems that are in the ground, but soil erosion also reveals them. Every so often, we gotta go looking for more that have appeared. They're easiest to see by moonlight. Evan used to help us. In fact, he used to do it all by himself. Yeah, but it wore my back down, so it's now up to Jack and Nat. Fortunately for us, not many people were around. It was a difficult secret to keep even then. Yeah, until that fish swallowed that whopper of a diamond, and that lucky duck fisherman caught it. Nothing but trouble that was. My goodness, I see. Nancy, we know that your fieldwork is very important to you, and we certainly can't prevent you from divulging anything you may have discovered here. We can only ask you to think about what that news could mean for Crimson. We like it how it is now. I do too. Me too, and so did Margot. What'll happen now? That'll partially depend on you, Nancy. We'll pile into Nathan's automobile, except for Mr. Richards, as there isn't enough room in the four-seater. You sense he'd like some time alone anyway. He gives you and Kimmy a nod and then turns away. As the automobile trundles away from the lodge, you crane your neck and take one last look. I'm really going to miss this place, in spite of everything. You turn and face forward. The rattling of the rough road makes it hard to think. The only coherent thought you manage to have is... what will you tell your boss? And what could that mean for your future? I found some other shiny rocks. No diamonds, though. Thank goodness the bridge has been repaired enough to allow trains to cross it again. Oh god, I would not trust that. That scares me. Repaired enough? Yeah. You are traveling light, Nancy. I wouldn't be too concerned. Traveling light thanks to Albert. Yeah, thanks, Carl. Okay, Nancy, the train's gonna leave soon. Be well. Oh, what about you, Kimmy? I've talked it over with Jack and Nathan. I think I'll stay on for a bit. Oh, okay. It's been so tense here. I want to relax, enjoy the birds, and the fall migration is starting in a few weeks, and the leaves will be changing color. I promised Jack that I'll help with the lodge chores. I'll earn my keep. Alright. That's wonderful news. I wish I could stay longer too, but I've got to get back to my job in the city. We found some minerals. It's fine. Yep, just right in the trash. We found these pastel-colored ones, though. They seem to be edible. Nancy, stop eating those. I can't! Good luck, Nancy. I'm going to miss you. I'll miss you too, Kimmy. Be well. I'll miss all of you. Thanks for letting me stay with you, and please thank Mr. Richards, too. We'll let him know. You're made of pretty tough stuff, Nancy. Jack's been telling me how brave you were down in the mine. How you fell to your death multiple times and have still managed to survive. Don't worry about that. We're grateful for all you've done here. Goodbye, Nancy. Yeah, bye, Nancy. Now go on, the train's not gonna wait forever. Right. Bye. I'm sad we never got to see the inside of this building. You stare out of the train window. It's a clear, cool morning. As crisp and refreshing as it is this far north, you brace yourself for the muggy summer heat down by Toronto. Your mind is buzzing with all that has transpired over the last few days. It feels like you're returning home from a long voyage. You can't help but wonder, did you miss anything? Did you leave any loose ends? Would you like to be privy to some helpful introspective thoughts? Yes or no? Sure. Note has been added to your notebook. Yeah, sure, let's see what we missed. One case we didn't solve, who stole the bag of Jordan almonds. I guess we'll never find out. Yep. Good thing I've got a snack for the train. Let's type yes. You ponder the thoughts you had the previous night before bed. Albert was an imposter, no question about it. He was definitely not an expert mineralogist. The glacial erratic boulder was not mineralogically relevant to this region. He had no idea. Albert's actions certainly didn't help his mineralogist charade. What about his words? Is there any written proof that he wasn't an expert mineralogist? Pretty sure Nathan was Mr. Richards' friend. But did I miss any important details of his actions? Jack and Nathan were doing something on the riverbank by the bridge. Perhaps if I approached the situation from a different direction, I would have heard their conversation. Okay, yep. What about that time Jack and Nathan met up in the carriage house? Could there have been a way to listen to them discuss things? Could I have hidden somewhere? What if Nathan was trying to preserve and protect the lodge and lands? He might have sought out Albert's help. I should have kept my eyes and ears open for that circumstance. What was Jack and Nathan trying to conceal? Do I have any promising theories about that? I was able to listen to their conversation by the bridge. Yep. Can't think of much else, actually. Okay. So we did decently well. You turn your attention towards your impending interview with Ranger Murdoch. Majority of people miss grabbing Carl's ticket in his closet. Oh yeah, we gotta check everybody's pockets, like, all the time. If there's anything I've learned from playing these kinds of games, it's to check people's pockets. You feel like you've investigated Margot's murder to the best of your ability. I have a feeling Corvus's satchel contains important information that I've overlooked. I tried to check it and it was locked. After a good deal of mulling over, you conclude, actually, I'm satisfied with all I've done. I am. Thank goodness. Having reassured yourself, you fall quickly into a deep, dreamless sleep. You don't awaken until the train pulls into Union Station. Oh, so much reading. Ranger Murdoch meets you at Union Station as arranged. Ranger Murdoch! Hello, Nancy. It's good to see you again. Would you like me to drive you home to rest? No thanks. I'm eager to have my interview. Let's go. Oh, we're just going? Right, follow me. Oh, look at me in my little hat. You look over at the wanted posters on the bulletin board and see a familiar face. The face has familiar features, but the expression gives you pause. It's unmistakably Margot, but she looks scared and angry, and the name is different too. Margot you knew was at peace, kind and caring. You feel fortunate to have met her when you did. The poster lists her offenses as assault, theft, racketeering, public nuisance. Oh god, Nancy. Sorry, just lost in thought. Ah yes, that person has been on the most wanted list for a few years now. Skagway was a near lawless place. Sometimes who the criminals were was a matter of public opinion. And sometimes if you didn't make friends with the right people, you could get stuck with all sorts of trumped up charges. She look familiar to you? No, I don't recognize her. Alright, yep, let's just lie. Very well, let's begin. Suddenly the door bursts open to reveal your boss, Professor Plummer! Oh god! Nancy, there you are. Welcome back. I heard the train had come in. Sir, we're in the middle of a confidential interview. That's why we have the door wide open. My apologies. I won't be a moment. Nancy, what did you find? Are there diamonds at Crimson? I must know. Yes or no? Nah. Afraid I didn't find anything significant, Professor. Professor Plum, stay away from the conservatory! Put down that candlestick. I managed to obtain some good samples, though. I think I'll still be able to produce a good report for my fieldwork. This won't be very exciting. Ah, sorry to hear it, Nancy. As for exciting, most research isn't. Don't worry too much about that. Come see me when you're ready. And I'll help with your report. Thank you. Take care, Nancy. See you soon. I love that. That's great. Okay, now let's really begin. Any information you provide will be kept strictly confidential, of course. Thank you, I appreciate it. We've detained Nessa Crab in connection with Evan Richards' kidnapping and Margot's murder and attempted fraud. According to Mr. Richards, he was assaulted at the jetty, but it was dark out and he was rather inebriated. Do you have any evidence connecting Nessa to the scene at the jetty, yes or no? Let's save. Yes. Yes, I do. What evidence did you find? If there are multiple points to make, we'll discuss them separately. Fingerprint. Nessa, fingerprint. Not sure if that's relevant in this instance. Yes. It's Mr. Plum who shot the butler with the gun in the study. Oh man, it's been too long since I've watched it. I mean, we've got Nessa's hair. Not sure if that's relevant in this instance. What? I guess that wasn't quite at the jetty. Fingerprints on decanter. Okay, there we go. Wasn't sure if I needed to actually have, like, the decanter with me, which, I mean, would have been impossible. Found Nessa's fingerprint on a shattered crystal decanter at the jetty. It was made of thick glass. It wouldn't have broken from being tipped over or dropped from carrying height. Unless I could have actually picked it up, but I doubt it. I think we just fingerprinted it and then left. I think Nessa had a confrontation with Evan on the jetty, during which she forcefully threw the decanter down, causing it to break. Well done, Nancy. Our investigators found the broken decanter and came to a similar conclusion. You find anything in areas besides the jetty that would connect Nessa to Evan's kidnapping? Yes. Nessa's hair on branch. Really? In areas other than the jetty. Yes. Just try Nessa's hair. Okay. Thank you. I was gonna do that, and then I was like, I figured, you know, I would get the response that it's been giving me. I recovered these hairs from the woods north of the jetty. I'm pretty confident they belong to Nessa. You hand the long gray-brown hairs over to Ranger Murdoch. Freestanding Starbucks, not attached to grocery store. Mom, that's not how it works. No, it'll be fine. Takes us to a Starbucks, but it's in a Safeway. Ah! Oh boy. Adventures of Brood's family. Oh. Wow, our investigators didn't find any hairs. I'll send someone over to take another look. Yeah, because I took them all. The bulbs of these hairs are intact. That means they needed to be ripped out from the scalp with some force. That definitely implies she was part of a struggle in that area. I'm gonna have to keep these hairs, Nancy. Take them. If anything else to share that would connect Nessa to Evan's kidnapping in areas other than the jetty. Yes? What else do we have? How do I still have the padlock? I thought I used that already. I mean, the almonds? Oh, so I could say her footprints. Okay, I just needed to say shoe prints. Thank you. Nessa's shoe prints in the wooded area near the jetty. How did you know that the shoe prints belong to Nessa? I learned the shoe sizes of everyone at the lodge. She's the only one who wears that size and style of shoe. That's some good detective work, Nancy. We knew about the shoe prints because we took prints of Nessa's shoes when we took her into custody. I tracked Nessa's shoe prints into the smokehouse. I think that's where she and Corvus temporarily detained Evan until they were ready to take him to the Garnet Mine. Do you have anything else to share that would connect Nessa to Evan's kidnapping in other areas than the jetty? Jordan almonds. I discovered Nessa's fingerprint on a Jordan almond fragment in the smokehouse, right on the candied shell. That's fantastic, Nancy. Our rangers saw those Jordan almond fragments and noted them down, but they clearly didn't look closely enough at them. Tell the team to take a second look. Terrific. I think that's all the information I have about Nessa and the areas around the jetty. Okay, good. I know, we ate them all though. Oh man. I'm actually gonna have to go to the store and get some, because I want them. Moving on. We believe Mr. Richards was being held in the largest smokehouse before being moved to the Garnet Mine. Did you find any evidence to support our theory regarding his unlawful confinement? Yes or no? Yes. What evidence did you find, Crumbs? Yes. Jam symbol. Ah! Yes. Frayed rope. Yes. Scuff marks. Okay. Salt. I said frayed rope and it didn't accept that. Alright, thank you. Found rope fibers on the floor of the smokehouse. I believe he was tied up and then taken away later. I also just said crumbs. I could try cookie crumbs. And I'm also trying to get it to accept the raspberry jam, but... Yes, Mr. Richards has said as much. All the evidence we can gather will help us build a case against Nessa. How'd you figure out that Mr. Richards was taken to the Garnet Mine? If you're not sure, just say no or pass. Raspberry jam. That is relevant! Yes! Symbol! Okay, sure. Mr. Richard had used the jam from Jack's thumbprint cookies to draw a hidden symbol. The symbol was a red circle surrounded by a round red border. Red? It was raspberry jam. I tasted it. Tasted it? Yes, it was delicious. The symbol even resembled the thumbprint cookies, which I learned are called Hollangrata in Swedish. It means raspberry cave. Rude also informed me last night that that's also a euphemism. Moving on. A raspberry cave could be a garnet mine? Sure. It could be something else too. Exactly. Mr. Richards was talking about the garnet mines at dinner on the night I arrived in Crimson. He said they've been deserted for years. It was the perfect place for them to hide him. Mr. Richards told us that Nessa was attempting to intimidate him into signing a forged copy of his own will. Yeah, Bebsy, as soon as he told me, I was like, ah. Because I remember you saying something about, not mentioning any other, definitions or something like that. Just, of course. Do you have any knowledge that might back up his claim, yes or no? Yes. What did you learn? God, what do I say here? I mean, she admitted it. Oh, that Nessa was trying to intimidate him? I mean, yeah, Jordan Almonds. Mr. Richards is allergic to almonds and has been since childhood. It was common knowledge, and Nessa brought Jordan almonds with her when she returned to the lodge. I found shattered pieces of Jordan almonds in the smokehouse where I believe Mr. Richards was briefly held. I managed to recover one of Nessa's fingerprints from the remnants of one of the shiny candy shells. Stellar work, Nancy. Our investigative team didn't find that. What's more, there were more Jordan almond pieces in the cavern where Nessa brought him. There's no doubt in my mind that Nessa brought the Jordan almonds to the lodge, knowing full well how dangerous they were to Mr. Richards. And we saw! She crammed them in his mouth and he died. Maybe at first she only planned to intimidate him with them, but in the end she was prevented from doing any worse. Yep. Let's move on to Corvus Shaw's role in Mr. Richards' kidnapping. Do you have any evidence that could connect Corvus to these crimes, yes or no? Yes. What evidence did you find? Button. I found this metal button, which I recovered from outside the smokehouse. I observed Corvus wearing a striped vest with this exact type of button that very same night. I don't think Nessa bought the Jordan almond. I think she stole it from the store. Stealing candy for the purposes of murder. I guess if you do that, there's no paper trail because they don't have any record of you buying them, so... You examine the clothing he was wearing at the time, I'm sure you'll find that one of the buttons is missing. We did indeed make note of the missing button, and now we know what happened to it. It's a very good piece of evidence, Nancy. May I have it? Yeah. If anything else to share that could help connect Corvus to the crimes perpetrated on Mr. Richards. Yes. Shoe prints. Found Corvus' shoe prints on the jetty and in the woods leading away from the jetty and leading into the smokehouse. The shoe prints on the jetty must have been formed when he stepped into the spilt whiskey and they were still wet. That suggests to me that he was either present during the abduction of Mr. Richards or soon after. Considering the scuff marks I saw on the jetty, Mr. Richards was dragged away with some force. I doubt Nessa, an elderly lady, could have dragged her brother away with that amount of force. Ow, you don't know that. She could work out. That's terrific work, Nancy. Our investigators didn't see any shoe prints on the jetty. They must have dried up before we got there. But now we know they're there, perhaps some forensic processes will help reveal them. I think Corvus's movements during that time are pretty clear. Very thorough of you. Every bit helps. I think that's all the information I have about connecting Corvus to the crimes against Mr. Richards. Okay, let's move on. What about any lesser crimes? We suspect Corvus was brought to the lodge by Nessa to commit fraud. Do you know anything about that? Do you know anything that would help us build that case? Yes or no? I don't have anything for that, because that would have been in his satchel, right? Yeah. Right not. Okay, moving on. What about Carl? What can you tell me about him? Rangers apprehended him in the middle of a sabotage attempt on the Sulaks, so that's an open and shut case. But we suspect this man is involved in other illegal acts. Think you can attribute other criminal activities to him, yes or no? Yes. What have you discovered? Bullet. That's not relevant. Okay. I mean, we do still have the blasting cap. Carl sabotaged the train bridge. On the same strip of telegraph tape that revealed Albert's real name, it next target for sabotage, it said, "Well done" in crimson. I found a stick of dynamite under his bed. I think it rolled there when he was packing to hurriedly leave the lodge. On the way to the lodge on that first night in crimson, Jack commented on how heavy Carl's set of luggage was. I bet most of Carl's luggage was dedicated to hauling explosives equipment, dynamite and blasting caps. In fact, I found a tin of blasting caps that Carl left in the lodge, as well as a bullet. He was definitely up to no good. He had stored the blasting caps and bullets in the blue trunk in the upstairs closet. I found his fingerprint on the padlock. Yay, we did good. Yay. Carl's fingerprint is on this tin of blasting caps. He definitely handled them. Excellent work, Nancy. May I have the tin? Yep. Carl knew to store the dynamite separately from the blasting caps. He probably had training with explosives, or at least some prior knowledge. And I'm almost certain that if rangers search the immediate area around the bridge, they will find discarded luggage, possibly part of the same set, with explosive residue inside. This is very helpful information. We originally suspected Leffler of the bridge sabotage, but hadn't thought to search for luggage that matches the set he was carrying when we arrested him at the Sioux Locks. That would be a very compelling connection to make, should we find such an item. Speaking of items, do you happen to have this telegraph tape? I do! Take it. You give the telegraph tape to Ranger Murdoch. Thanks, Nancy. You have the bullet you discovered? Yup. There you go. Thanks, Nancy. Happen to have the padlock with the fingerprint. Yup. There you go. If you have something else you'd like to tell me about Leffler, just say so, or say no, and I'll ask about something else. Cigar butt. Accuse him of being a communist. Did Carl give to Nathan? Don't have the evidence because the other one was also in the satchel. Okay. So no then. Moving on. Finally, Margot's death. Margot's murder does appear to be the case. We're looking into it. Do you have any evidence you'd like to give me that could help us make a case for Margot's murder? Took the sample of Margot's hair after she died. I read that hair analysis can sometimes help determine cause of death. Can't make any promises, but this could help with our investigation. Anything else to show me? Key. Really? Yeah, I guess the key doesn't really, yeah, the jar. Recover this jam jar from the river by Crimson Lodge. I think it's a key piece of evidence against Nessa regarding Margot's poisoning. Hand the jam jar over to Ranger Murdoch. Thanks, Nancy. What can you tell me about it? There's a powdery white residue inside, along with a bit of flypaper. Be very interested to learn what the residue is. Though I wouldn't be surprised if it's arsenic. Really? Yes, the box for the flypaper strips warns that they contain arsenic. Pretty dangerous stuff. I'll find out one way or the other, okay? Found a fingerprint on the outside of the jam jar. It's Nessa's. Go a long way towards connecting Nessa to Margot's death. And very possibly to ruling the death of poisoning. Excellent work. What's more, I overheard Nessa having a conversation with Corvus in the apple orchard. She admitted to soaking flypaper in a glass jar to obtain poison. storing it in her flask and tossing the jars over the waterfall. That's pretty incriminating, especially if the evidence can back up your story. In fact, we confiscated a silver flask from Miss Crab when we took her into custody. We'll be sure to test it for poisonous substances. Yeah, I really hope she didn't try to just drink out of that. Hopefully she was smart enough to not attempt that. Anything else to show me? Jordan almonds. I don't think we have anything else, do we? Oh, do we need to give him the flypaper box? Oh, okay, thank you. I figure since they talked about it already, it would be unnecessary. This empty box of flypaper in the garden shed. After reading its tiny warning label, I discovered the flypaper contains arsenic. Jack maintains a supply of flypaper at the lodge, but this is the only box that was in the shed. And this box looks crisp and new, but empty. I suspect Nessa was stealing flypaper and extracting arsenic from it. Interesting theory, Nancy. May I take this box into evidence? Yep. I think that's it then. I tried key and that doesn't seem to work. I could try vanity key maybe. I don't think that's going to link anything to the murder though. Yeah. Oh, you could have picked up her drinking glass. No, we did not. That was too early in the game for me to start trying to pick everything up. That would have been good evidence. Alright. I'm gonna say no then. That does it actually. Thanks for your time, Nancy. Head home after completing your interview with Ranger Murdoch and immediately set to work on your field report of Crimson. You write at length about the samples you've obtained and the observations you've made, though you do leave out a few details. Such as that there are diamonds in Crimson. Professor Plummer proves to be an enthusiastic and patient mentor despite his mild disappointment at the unremarkable findings. You impressed him with your attention to detail and hard work. Together you produce an impeccable field report that is published by the Royal Canadian Museum and eventually endorsed by the Geological Survey of Canada. Yay! Yes, thank you very much. Your first publication, Nancy, a real feather in your cap. Weeks pass, soon you're immersed in your regular life. You become an expert on the filing system and even suggest some ways to improve it. We are filing experts. You find yourself missing the fresh air, the roaring waterfalls, and rushing rivers of Crimson. You wonder if you'll ever hear about how things are going up there. Till one day... There you are, Nancy. Yay, the kitty's still there. I I thought today's newspaper might be of interest to you. Yay! The largest article is about Nessa Crab. She's being charged with Margot's murder, her brother's kidnapping, and attempted fraud. The article mentions that Nessa's alleged accomplice Corvus Shaw is being charged for his role in Margot's murder, Evan's kidnapping, assault, and attempted fraud. You're relieved to see no mention of Crimson anywhere, not even in the smallest news items. You figure no news is good news. Oh, is this the best ending? Yay! Again, thank you for that. We definitely, would have missed a few things. No mention at all about Carl's attempted sabotage at the Sioux Locks, only that there will be minor delays due to routine maintenance. They probably want to make sure there aren't any more explosive devices in and around the locks. Had Albert succeeded, you shudder to think of it. You skim the rest of the newspaper, but nothing else catches your eye. That's a relief, I suppose. I'm going home now. Too bad about the whole diamond fiasco, eh, Nancy? We both knew it was a long shot. Good work today, kiddo. See you tomorrow, bright and early. Yes, sir. You start the long walk home. You're relieved that Crimson won't be an open pit mine, and that Kimmy and her cormorants are safe and happy. Hey Nancy, another light night, eh? Got a bit of stew saved for you, kept it nice and warm on the stove. Thanks, Mrs. Williams, I'm starving. Go on in, lass, I'll serve it up. I'll be down in a bit. Okay, lass, take your time. Ladles a hearty bowl of stew and slices a bit of bread for you. The food is delicious and warms you to the bone. Aw, I want stew. That sounds really good. I'm hungry. In case you haven't noticed. She sits with you and the two of you chat about the goings-on in the neighborhood. You're grateful she rents you a room so cheaply. Museum clerks don't get paid very much. Once your belly is full and Mrs. Williams has washed the bowl, she waves you away from this menial task. You step lightly upstairs lest you wake the other lodgers. Yay. Yep, Ken and Roberta Williams. I know them. You fall asleep as your head hits the pillow. You're exhausted and tomorrow will be another exhausting day. And every exhausting day is another step closer to making your dreams come true. Well done, Nancy. The next morning. Nancy, someone else has been murdered! Alright. You pick up the envelope. It's from Mr. Richards. There's a bit of bulk to it. You're surprised the envelope fit under the door. You open the envelope and read the letter inside. The letter reads, Dear Nancy, I hope you're well. Me and Jack are doing well, and so's Kimmy. She's been helping out around the lodge. I'm grateful. Kimmy still plans on staying on to see what the fall bird migration will look like in Crimson. I've told her about the birds I've seen in previous years, and she seems excited. You're a good soul. Now that things have calmed down and I've had the time to rest and think on things, I wanted to say thank you. The only clue, a cormorant feather. We got no doubt you'll make your way in this world and succeed on your own terms. And thank you especially for caring about what happened to Margot and doing something about it. Nessa will be behind bars the rest of her life. From what I hear, she quite likes the strict rules and routine. Of course, of course. I'm just relieved that Nessa will never intrude on my life ever again. Thanks. My gal Margot lived a whole other life before she met me. I know all about it, she told me. I knew she was sick. None of it mattered to me. I just wished I died first. Oh. But never mind about the past, Nancy. Let's talk about the future. Margot was a very successful businesswoman up in Skagway, which is what brought her unwanted attention from unsavory people. Oh, this is the bonus scene? Neat. She had to do certain things to protect herself, including leaving town quick. She had to leave some things behind. She buried them and told me where. Now I'm telling you where. Coordinates and directions enclosed. You're up for an adventure, seek out what she's buried. It's all yours, you earned it. But wait for spring to set in and take the time to plan the journey. Skagway's a long way away, so I've enclosed something to help pay your way there. Take it to a jeweler with deep pockets and sell it. Ooh. You'd rather not make the trek to Skagway, sell it and use it to pay for your education, your dreams, or just enjoy life. It's up to you. Nathan sends its regards, which reminds me, I've already transferred ownership of the lodge in Lanston, Nathan. I should have done that a long time ago. I'm living in his house now. We all are. Take care, Nancy. You're welcome at the lodge anytime. Nathan says so, and so do I. Signed, Evan Richards. You unwrap the little bundle of cloth and are stunned to find yourself holding Margot's white garnet necklace. Ooh. This probably isn't a garnet. You can't resist the call to adventure. You sell the necklace and spend the bleak, monotonous winter months in the city planning your trip to Skagway. At long last, the weather becomes warmer. You book a train trip out west. By the time you arrive in Vancouver, it's the start of summer. You manage to book passage on a large fishing vessel up through the Georgia Strait, along the coast of British Columbia and into Alaska. From there, it's a quick jaunt up the Lynn Canal on a smaller fishing vessel and into Skagway proper. The fisherman drops you off at the dock bright and early and tells you he'll pick you up at the end of his workday, after which you'll spend the night in Juneau. You head into the wilderness, fending off the largest black flies you've ever seen. Yeah, those are fun. Eventually, you find the spot that Evan described in his letter. Ooh. This is it. Note has been added to your notebook. What do I have on me right now? Oh, I still have all the stuff in my pockets. Oh god. The area close to Skagway's dock was broken down and abandoned. This area is resplendent with natural beauty. The sky is clear, newly bloomed wildflowers are sprinkled on the steep rocky hill. Endless mountain ranges stretch into the distance. Neat. Hang on. Dig. I don't want to get suddenly attacked by the Yeti from Ski Free or anything, so we saved before then. You excitedly use your trusty trowel to dig under the bush. You don't have to dig very far down before you hit a wooden cigar box. Inside the cigar box, you find a purple velvet drawstring bag and an envelope. There's a letter inside the envelope. You unfold it and start reading aloud. If you're reading this, it means I never made it back here to retrieve this box. That could be for many reasons, but the two that preoccupy my mind are the following. Number one, that I've managed to find a place where I belong among people who love me and that I've never felt the need to return. The other reason is that I'm dead. Oh. Oh. But, seeing as this is in the middle of nowhere, I'm going to hope that you are someone I care about and that I told you about this. Whomever you are, friend or stranger, whether you came to this by love or luck, you're welcome to it. All I ask is that you tell no one where it came from, because I did find the contents of this bag near Skagway in a secret spot. One day I hope this area will recover from the harm that was caused by the gold rush, by people like me. It is my fervent wish that nature reclaims Skagway and that the waters will run clear once more. Be well, signed Margot. You carefully open the drawstring bag. Inside you find gold nuggets of varying sizes, the largest of which is as big as a walnut. Neat. Best friends beyond the grave, yep. You take the bag of gold nuggets and put them in your pocket. It doesn't feel right to leave the box empty. With a flash of inspiration, you realize exactly what you should do. You place your samples from Crimson into the cigar box. Back into the ground, where they belong. I'll keep your secret, Margot, if you'll keep mine. Yay! You carefully rebury the cigar box beneath the bush. Margot picked a perfect spot to conceal her treasure. Even now you can hardly tell where you've just dug. Suppose that's that. Take one last look at the mountains and rolling hills and wonder what Margot was thinking and how she was feeling as she stood in this spot. I wish I could have told you about the peaceful, beautiful place you'd find and the people you'd meet who'd care about you. Goodbye, Margot. You trek back to the dilapidated dock. The fisherman is waiting for you, his nets full of halibut. You thank him for waiting, tell him you had a lovely hike, and board his vessel. It's time to go home. Yay! Yay! You couldn't resist keeping one of the blazingly bright red crystals. Mm-hmm. Job with sussing out the motives and actions of the other guests, but you missed the mark on a few things. Scored 17 points out of 24 during your pre-departure ponderings. Performed satisfactorily during your interview with the ranger, but you could have been more helpful. 15 out of 19 during your interview, okay. Pretty well on your investigation and reporting of Margot's death. 7 out of 8, rad. Carl Leffler, aka Albert Respa, was tried and found guilty of sabotage of the railway bridge, attempted sabotage of the Sioux Locks, espionage, fraud, theft, and a litany of minor charges. He was incarcerated at Kingston Penitentiary until his death 12 years later of a heart attack. The Sioux Locks were patrolled by the Northwest Mounted Police for the duration of the Great War, and no other sabotage attempts were made. Yay! Also communist! Stop that. Thanks to this vigilance, Canadian supply lines along the Great Lake waterways remained uninterrupted. This played an important part in Commonwealth war efforts and crucially contributed to the Allied victory. Yay! Corvus Shaw was found guilty of being an accomplice in Evan's kidnapping. You helped clear him of charges involving Margot's death because you'd been privy to the conversation he'd had with Nessa in the orchard. I think Corvus should have been charged with forgery and attempted fraud, but unfortunately you didn't recover any evidence to build a case against him. Yeah, I should have tried to, look at that again, but seeing as it was locked, I figured, it was just locked and done. He was disbarred and served 3 years in a medium security prison. Upon release, grateful for your assistance in partially clearing his name, he dedicated himself to community service. Well, alright. Margot was laid to rest in Crimson's lushly overgrown cemetery in an informal service attended by Evan, Jack, Nathan, and Kimmy. It was a consolation to the attendees that Nessa was brought to justice for all her crimes. Kimmy Kishiro stayed on at the lodge until after the autumn migration of birds, when she returned to Vancouver to be with her family. From then on, she'd visit Crimson for the spring and autumn migrations, as well as the cormorant's nesting season every summer. Yay! Okay, yeah, so we did miss a couple, but that's alright. We'll save that for the next playthrough. Jack remained at the lodge, continuing to take care of it after Evan legally transferred the lodge and lands to Nathan Cardinal and his family. When Jack became old and creaky, the Cardinals in turn took care of him. Yay! Nathan Cardinal and Evan Richards arranged the transfer of the lodge and lands to the Cardinal family, effective immediately. Considering recent events, they agreed it was a good idea. The secret of the Crimson Diamonds remained hidden. Tessa Crabbe was found guilty of Margot's murder, the attempted murder of Evan, kidnapping, and attempted fraud. She was sent to the newly constructed Northwest Wing of Kingston Penitentiary, earning the unenviable distinction of being one of the most serious female offenders to be incarcerated there. She died behind bars before serving her full sentence. Evan Richards peacefully lived the rest of his days in his beloved lodge. Upon his death, he was buried alongside Margot and his parents in Crimson, which is exactly what he wanted. Crimson remained a haven for wildlife of all kinds. You continue working diligently as a clerk at the Royal Canadian Museum. Eventually, you are accepted at the University of Toronto in the Department of Geology and Paleontology as an undergrad. Yay! Professor Plummer spoke highly of your fieldwork in Crimson in his letter of recommendation. Although your findings weren't revolutionary, he tells you that impeccable, exhaustive work, regardless of result, is the bedrock of any scientific discipline, that he's very proud of you. Aww. A few months later, you receive a letter from Ranger Murdoch praising your investigative prowess and tenacity in bringing Margot's killer to justice and helping to foil the sabotage attempt at the Sioux Locks. He says you're a natural detective and that he hopes your paths will cross again someday. Thanks for playing. Yay! And that's it. Yay! That was fun. That was a good game. That really felt like a legit older game. Which is impressive. Like, all the little, like, nuances and stuff were there. Not easy to replicate that quite as well as this game did. But yeah, this was good. I very much enjoyed that. That was a good time. And again, I didn't have to mess with DOSBox or anything. And I didn't have to mess with any display settings or anything. So that was a very, very good plus. Very good. I would love to make one of these one day. I think that would be fun. It would be a lot of work, of course, but I think that would be fun. Trying to think of other things to say, and I got nothing. I just kind of shut my brain off while I was reading that whole time, so... We have to wait 6 years until the sequel comes out, because Julia said she's gonna take a break before working on the sequel. I mean, yeah, you gotta give the game a little bit of time. And I can certainly imagine she'd like a break after working this hard on this. She did a very, very good job. But yeah, I straight up turned my brain off while I was reading, so now I'm just like, Well, now I have to figure out what to play next week. Taco Adventure. That's what my game could be called. Oh my god. No, no, no. But maybe that's what I will do today. Rating Taco Bell. It's not good, but... Yeah, we found Kimmy sneaking around and trying to find the owl, and that was really creepy. Cause it's like, what you doing? Alright, there you go. Excellent work, everyone. Thank you for your help, lady. Yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Go grab some lunch and then get to work on some things, and then, I don't know. We'll see. Floated ideas in my mind since 2002, even have a few place names I've come up with and always wanted to use for something. Not sure where one of my main notebooks is now. Yeah, Brood and I started coming up with some kind of story or something with the hope of maybe adapting it into a game at some point. I don't know if that'll ever happen. I've been off and on trying to learn some things, but the problem is I haven't had enough time to actually, like, focus on it. So, the things that I do learn, I just don't remember because I haven't been using it, but... maybe we'll get some time in the not-too-distant future. We'll see. The bachelor's in game design, never did anything with it. I mean, my bachelor's was in entomology and I haven't done anything with it. Oh yeah, this definitely could be adapted to screen. Whether in movie form or... I don't know, this might be like a mini-series or something, because I feel like there's too many small details you have to get into, and I think a movie would, you know, have to rush by a lot of those things, otherwise it would be like 6 hours long. I don't know, that's just my opinion. Anyway, I'm gonna take off. Y'all, thanks for hanging out. Have a fantastic weekend, and we will be back on Monday with something. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. Anyway, see y'all later. Bye.